Currently trying to build your coaching business by selling one-off sessions, hourly sessions, workshops, and just random calls, and you're not able to really be able to transition into your business full time because you're building your business from the bottom up when you really should be building your business from the top down. And what does that look like? This is what I call my eagle effect. And the way the Lord showed me this was one day he was just the Lord just speaks to me in analogies and just all these things all the time. And so one day the Lord last year sometime gave me this analogy of a eagle versus a pigeon. And it's so funny, but he'll use whatever to talk to you. And so the eagle versus a pigeon. So right now, what it looks like when you're trying to scour around on the ground like a pigeon, trying to piece together low ticket offers, low ticket funnels, low ticket calls. This is what it looks like because you're pecking around and scouring around on the ground. So if you've ever seen a flock of pigeons, they don't fly high, they don't soar. Versus the eagle that has divine alignment, right? An eagle, they soar high. An eagle, they ascend. An eagle, they have clear vision. And so they are able to get to that vision faster. And then they soar high and then they descend. They descend when they're ready to. But for the most part, eagles are flying high. And that's the same way you need to be looking at your coaching business. It's time to stop trying to scour on the ground, piecing together low ticket offers as like a pigeon and really start building your business like an eagle. This is the eagle effect. And this is why I teach my clients to build their premium offer first and then descend down. Okay. And so this is how, as Christian moms, you can build a purpose-driven coaching business faster. I want you to be able to go full-time in your coaching business faster, and this is the way to do it. And this is exactly what I teach my clients inside of my premium program, Resign. All right. And so we're going to be breaking down how to do that. But before, I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Daily Dose with yours truly. I help you to transition into your coaching business full time without chasing clients, without self-sabotaging, or without sacrificing time with your family. And my heart is for Christian moms because I'm a Christian mom and I know what it's like to want to be present with your family at home and to have a life of freedom where you're living on your own terms. And coaching has truly allowed me to do that. And that's my passion. And so every day I show up here with another Daily Dose episode, and the dose stands for divine overflow of spirit led empowerment. And I help you, empower you, equip you, encourage you on your road of entrepreneurship so that you can finally transition full time. All right. So this is what we're going to be breaking down: how Christian moms can build a purpose-driven coaching business faster. But before we jump into it, I do have a question for you. I want to know, what life experience do you have that you can now teach others? What life experience do you have that you can now teach others? And so maybe you were in debt at one point and now you've been able to pay off $50,000 in debt. And so now that's a life experience that you can now turn around and teach others. You can create a signature offer with that. Maybe you lost 50 pounds and you did it in a unique way. So maybe you can now take that information and create a signature coaching offer with that, a premium offer with that. I wrote some other examples down. Maybe you were a woman who restored her marriage. And so now you can actually be a marriage communication coach, right? To help save marriages, to help restore marriages because you've lived it. And the thing about it is, this is why my workshop is called to coach, because you don't need a certification. Christ certified you. Your life experiences certified you. And this is why my approach with the treasure trial framework, we look at the trial that you've been able to triumph over and we create a trail. And this is where the treasure comes in, right? Because you're sharing your testimony. And so it's really important to understand that you've lived it, and that's what makes you an authority. That's what builds your confidence, your conviction, because you're not speaking about something that you read in a book, but it's actually what you've lived. And people will pay high premium prices for that. And so I want you to just take some time and think of like what life experiences you've gone through that you can now turn around and teach others and build your coaching program from that. All right. So now, the first thing you want to do as a coach is you want to shift your identity. And so with the eagle effect, you shift your identity from thinking, oh my gosh, I have to start at the bottom and then build my way up. No, the eagles think differently. They're not at the bottom with all these other pigeons pecking on the ground in survival mode, trying to find a meal for the next day, like in scarcity. They are flying high, they're soaring, they're ascended, they're aligned, they have clear vision. And so first you have to shift your identity to say, oh, I'm a new coach. No one's gonna want to buy a premium offer from me. That is not true, because your years of experience is what makes your offer premium. The transformation that you're providing for your clients, that's what's going to make your offer premium. What makes it premium is that transformation. That's what they want. That's what they're buying. And when you can build your offer from your lived experiences, no one can take that away from you. And it allows you to show up with confidence. It allows you to show up with conviction when you're speaking about your offer. Okay. And so you don't have to, you need to stop like selling your time. You don't have to create a bunch of $60 hourly sessions, because say for instance, your goal is to make $6,000 a month right now to transition into your business full time, right? Maybe that's your mark. Maybe that's what your income is right now. And that's what you need to replace so that you can go full time. If you are selling $60 hourly sessions, you're going to need 100 sales a month. Versus if you create a premium offer, a four-figure offer that's about $2,000, you can literally, all you need is 3 sales. That's it. 3 sales a month to consistently make that in your business. And so that you can transition into your business full time. And so this is why I teach the eagle effect, because you can, and this is what I help my clients to do. This is the very first thing we do is we create your premium offer, and it's through your lived experience. And so when you have your own unique framework, and you have another thing that you're doing is because you're selling hourly sessions, you're constantly, like I said, scouring, looking for clients every month, month after month. There's no long-term commitment. So when you create an offer, you're able to lock in with your clients for a good maybe a 3 month commitment, a 6 month commitment, a year commitment, like however long you want to create your program for, however long it'll take them to see the transformation. That is going to allow it so that you can charge that premium price. And not only that, but also that you're not scouring around looking for hourly sessions, right? And your clients will see a full transformation, because we know that if people are just booking one-off sessions with you, yeah, they'll see, they'll get some insight, some clarity, but the full transformation wouldn't be done if it's inconsistent. And so you want to build a container for your clients. The next thing you want to do is the signature offer, like I mentioned, right? The signature offer creation. And eagles have direction. So first it starts with your identity, shifting your identity as a coach that sells premium, and then now creating the offer, right? So you're stop seeing yourself as just a new coach. You stop seeing yourself as not ready or not good enough, or seeing yourself as maybe just not, like a lack of experience, because you do have experience in your lived experience. You went through the university of life. Okay, so you're not becoming a coach, you are one. Oops, excuse me, my alarm went off. You're not becoming a coach, you are a coach, right? And so when you create your signature coaching offer, right, your signature offer creation, this is what's going to allow your clients to truly see the transformation in their lives. And so when we think about the eagle effect, when we're building from the top down and not the bottom up, you have to think of like Tesla. Think of Tesla. Tesla, Elon Musk, he built the Roadster first, right? He built the Roadster edition first. That was the limited edition of the Tesla model. It was hot, it was expensive, way more expensive. And then he scaled down. This is how you descend. Once you have this premium offer, then you can now descend like an eagle and create a middle tier, right? So the middle tier for Tesla was the Model S. Then he came out with the Model S, right? So first he had this elite very limited edition Roadster model. Then he came down and went to the Model S, and then, which was still premium but more affordable. And then he went to the Model 3, where you see a lot of people driving around with the Model 3 because that one's more accessible, that one's more affordable. So that would look like your membership or then your low ticket funnels. And so you want to learn the eagle effect to build from the top down, not the bottom up. If you want to resign and go full time in your coaching business, doing it from the bottom up is going to take you way longer. So this is the method that gets you into your coaching business much faster. Okay. And then lastly, we're going to be jumping into sell your premium offer. Okay. Eagles descend with incision. And so you want to, like I mentioned, you want to show up daily. You want to talk about your offer, talk about the transformation, share your testimony of how you were here and now you're here, and you have a trail that you teach other people how to do it. You have an offer. That's exactly the breakdown of how we create your testimony, right? Just sharing where you are, where you are now, and the steps you took to get there. And that is what's going to allow people to want to attract to you, right? Because you're speaking their language, you're speaking in a way that they can understand because you remember what it's like to be where they currently are. And so when you're able to have clarity, right? As an eagle, like I said, the eagles have clarity, they have clear vision. So when you have clear vision on exactly the step by step process that you're leading your clients through, then you're able to sell your premium offer because now you have clarity. When you show up to talk about it, you're showing up with confidence, and when that confidence leads to conversations, right? People are reaching out to you in your DMs. They're messaging you. They're leaving comments, and that those conversations is what leads to conversions. And so you are now selling your premium offer. You're not selling one-off sessions, you're selling transformation, right? I often share this example, but like when you are, say for instance, your client wants to go to Jamaica, right? Just say for instance, you're going to Jamaica. When you bought your ticket for Jamaica, you didn't buy the actual, it wasn't the ticket you wanted, it wasn't the method, it wasn't the airplane, it was actually the destination. And so when you show up to sell your premium offer, you're speaking to the destination, you're speaking to where your clients will be after they go through the process of getting on your airplane, right? So you have to look at your offer as the airplane. You have to look at your the outcome as the destination, as Jamaica. And so that is what you need to be selling. Sell the transformation, sell the outcome that they're going to have. This is how you build you sell your premium offer. Okay? You're selling the outcome. You're not selling your time. You're not selling, all the access to you. You're not selling all the bells and whistles. You're selling the transformation. And so what I mentioned before was clarity leads to confidence. Confidence leads to more conversations, right? And those conversations lead to conversions. And so, especially if you're a brand new coach, this is all that you really need. Okay. You don't need all the bells and whistles. And so I have two levels of my program right now. And my higher tier program, we're scaling, right? We're building out the systems. But my lower tier program, these are women who just started, haven't had a sale yet, right? They haven't had a premium sale yet. And so I meet my clients where they are. And so the method I teach when you're just starting out is not to build all the funnels. It's really getting clarity. Because once you have clarity, you can show up with confidence and conviction. And that clarity comes from creating your signature framework, creating your signature offer, showing up, speaking about it. We also work with just how you're naturally gifted to show up, right? Your natural I call it the creator's archetype, right? Because we're all an extension of our Heavenly Father, right? We're all extensions of our creator, but there's distinct ways that we create naturally. And so I go deeper into that inside of my membership, and then also helping my clients to really be able to, I literally teach you how to make conversations, right? Show up with the content, make conversations, and then lead everyone to just a call. Just lead them to a call. And then from that call, this is where you're actually selling. Okay. And this is where you're going to convert. And so inside of my membership is where you're going to make your first sale as a coach. All right. And so if you want to learn more, I want to let you know that you can sign up for my call to coach workshop. The description to sign it's in the description, the link for you to sign up. Okay. And so let's just recap how Christian moms can build a purpose driven coaching business faster. Okay. I want you to go full time in your business faster. And so um I wrote a few other examples down. And so I wanted to just share a few other examples. So, like, you can, if you are a mom who healed from like postpartum anxiety, you can coach new moms through emotional regulation, right? That's a premium offer. If you're a corporate mom who mastered time blocking in your career, now you can transition as a productivity coach for working moms, right? And so if you are a mom who built routines in your home, now you can create a rhythm and routine. You can be a rhythm or routine coach for families, helping families get into routine and in synchrony. This is what's helping your family. And so now you can teach other families. That's a premium offer. And so, like, there's so many different things. If you're a mom who, like, maybe you're already an entrepreneur, right? And you've been able to grow your Instagram or grow your TikTok, grow your YouTube. You can be a visibility coach for other small businesses. And so there's so many different avenues that you can do. So I really want you as a Christian mom to understand that what God has brought you through, it's for you to now reach back and to help others. And so as a Christian mom, this is how you can build your purpose-driven coaching business faster. Okay? The eagle effect. Top down, not bottom up. All right. And so the first thing you want to do, shift your identity because eagles think different. You want a signature offer creation, right? Create your signature offer because eagles have direction. They have clarity, direction. They ascend. And then once they ascend, you sell your premium offer. The eagles, once they ascend, they descend with intention, just like the Tesla model that I shared. All right. And so this is how. And so I pray that this episode has truly been a blessing to you. And make a Valentine's one of that. Oh, I missed that comment. I don't know what that meant anyway. Okay, so I hope that this has truly been a blessing to you. This is how you go full time faster. I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here, but I'm going to tell you just as God told me, put one foot in front of the other, step out on faith, and trust God for the next step. And I'll see you in the next episode of the Daily Dose. Bye.